So in the last month, using Helium-10, I discovered a new product opportunity, created a different design, differentiated myself by creating a different design, and ultimately ordered samples, created a mock listing, and I still did not launch a product. In this specific video, I'll show you guys the exact reasons why I did not launch the product, and specifically what went wrong so that when you potentially get in the same position, you can make the same decision, and exactly why I am not launching this product. Let's get into it. Basically, how the Amazon business model works is that you do product research for an extended period of time. You find a bunch of product opportunities. You pick the best one that has the most chance of you succeeding, the one where you can make a difference in the customer experience, and ultimately the one that's going to actually fit your budget and has good margins at the end of the day. And now, once you do that, you are then going to order samples of the product. You're going to create a mock listing. You're going to figure out the specific innovation design for the product. You're going to contact manufacturers to get the product created. And once everything matches up by creating a quick mock listing, by creating your specific unique design / innovation, by finding a supplier who can do your design / innovation for a good price, him actually creating that design / innovation, whether it's, private labeling your product or private labeling a box, whatever, and him sending you samples. That is the last step before you order the bulk order of the units. You would either approve or decline that sample, and then you would go on to order a new sample to have him fix this specific aspect of the product that you feel it could be fixed better. You would order a second sample, or maybe the first sample is good, but X, Y, and Z, you're either going to approve or decline the sample. And once again, you have to order samples, because if you don't order samples and you just order your bulk order, there's really no way of you even figuring out exactly whether or not he's giving you is good, whether it fits your expectations, and whether you actually even like the quality of the product. Now, in my specific case, I did product research over the course of a couple of weeks, and I found a great product opportunity. I created a unique design. I split tested that design, found out the best variation, the best design for that. And my specific Halloween product, I contacted suppliers. They could do the design. They could do the specific innovation that I was trying to do. They were able to create me a sample, and they sent me the sample. Now, when I got the sample, it was different than what I thought the sample was going to be. Let me just say that. And so that is why I highly stress that you need to order samples when it comes to products, because you could be thinking of getting a good product and you order a sample and you're like, what exactly is this? This is not what I thought I was getting. And it's not that it was super different, but my main innovation for this product was that it's supposed to be able to glow in the dark. And I got the sample and it didn't glow in the dark. So it was kind of dumb. And also the sample was cracked. The actual plastic portion of the sample was cracked, so that was also no-go. So I got the sample, didn't glow in the dark, and it was cracked, and it kind of sucked. Now, once again, this wasn't the biggest idea in the world. All I had to do was either approve the sample to order the bulk order, or I could decline the sample and have him redo another sample, wait, 2-3 weeks to get the next sample, and then I would approve or decline that one, until he gets the right actual sample. Usually, most of the time, it takes 1 to 2 samples at most. But in this case, I was trying to launch a Halloween product. And so it being mid-September, the sample needed to be approved and needed to be done correctly now. Now that brings us to the next step, which is the timeline. And for a specific seasonal product, if you plan too late or you find a product opportunity too late, then you may not have enough time, if these samples don't match up, to be able to reorder and to be able to get in stock and send to Amazon and all those things to actually get in stock in Amazon by the time you're trying to launch. Now, my specific launch plan was to launch October 1st, no later than October 1st, because once again, it's a Halloween product. I wanted to build up sales mid-October or beginning of October into the end of October, to where I had the final peak days and I would sell out my units completely. Now, that's not going to happen based on the sample being declined, because once again, the sample is not ready and I'd have to order another sample. Now, on August 7th, this is a day where I found the product that I wanted to launch and I thought it was a great opportunity. So I instantly started contacting manufacturers on the 7th. And by the 10th, I had found the manufacturers, the top 2 who I wanted to go with. Out of contacting 20, 30 manufacturers, these are the top 2 who had the best communication, who had the best innovation. They can actually make my product glow in the dark. They can make it good quality. And ultimately, these are the ones who I wanted to order samples for and order samples from specifically. Now, by August 14th, I had ordered samples from each of these 2 suppliers after, figuring out the specific innovation I wanted to do, sending in my designs, all that, then working on the samples and getting the samples created for me. Now, after about 10 days of sample shipping, the samples arrived around August 23rd. Now, I got these samples, and now I can either approve them or decline them and have them redo it again. I got the samples, opened it up. Once again, the product didn't glow in the dark. The product was cracked. it wasn't the quality I wanted, so I could choose to have him redo the samples, or I could approve the samples and have him start the bulk order. Now the bulk order would take an entire month to have it created and sent into Amazon. Now from August 23rd to September 23rd, we are right around October 1st. September 23rd is about a week away from October 1st. Now, it takes Amazon around a week at the very quickest to count your units up, so that would put us into October 1st. But more likely it takes, anywhere from, 2 weeks, possibly even 3 weeks to really have your units counted up. So that would push us to October 7th-ish, and the fact that the units were cracked, he'd have to go back and do another order, another sample creation, and send them to me. I would be pushing it more close to October 20th, maybe even 25th, which is once again like a week before Halloween, which would be a big risk, and it could potentially even take longer for Amazon to count it up. It could be, literally being in stock on Halloween, which was something that I was not willing to take that risk, because once again, I wanted to launch October 1st or early October at the very latest, no later than October 7th. And with the reordering of the sample that was cracked and that was jacked up, I basically decided to take the smart L of having these samples cost, it was around $300 for, multiple samples from each supplier, so that I could, really make sure that the item was good quality. And so that cost around $300 to get 2 samples from each supplier. And so I decided to take the $300 L as opposed to taking the potential, it was going to be around $3,000 for the specific product launch for Halloween. And so that could have easily netted me, it was around $10,000 to $12,000 I was going to be making a profit, depending on how quickly I inched my price up. I have all the numbers written down, but essentially it was going to be $3,000 to around $12,000 in revenue. Obviously, I'm not profiting all that, but it would have been around $7,000 to $9,000 in actual profit, which is a very, very good opportunity. However, it didn't go through because the actual samples of the product were not good. Now, when it comes to most products on Amazon, you will likely not have this time constraint that I had. This was just simply me finding a good opportunity at the right time, but not really the right time, almost the wrong time. And so once again, for most products, they're going to be evergreen that you're going to be able to find with helium 10. And so once again, unless you're selling a super seasonal product and you're launching, a month or two before, then you will most likely not be in this position, and you will most likely not have to be extremely rushed when it comes to launching your product. Now, this brings me to my very last point. You need to set realistic time expectations and real-time predictions. You need to have when you're going to contact manufacturers, when you want to have your sample buy, what your actual launch date is going to be, how long is it going to take to have these units created, sent to Amazon, and how long is it going to take Amazon to actually count these units up. Those are all the different time constraints that's actually going to take for your product to actually be from creation status to sent to Amazon to available in-stock status for the customer to actually purchase your product. I'm going to be transparent with you guys. It's not a super quick, you're going to be in stock immediately after you buy the order. It's going to take, potentially 1 to 2 to even 3 to 4 months, depending on what time of the year it is. If it's Q4, if it's like, of these shipping crises like it was last year, then it took, an extremely long time. Now this year, shipping times are a lot shorter, which is a very, very good thing. So once again, you still can launch a product during Q4. It's not a big issue, but once again, it will take slightly an extra week or two or a little bit longer than it normally would if you're launching a product, mid-year or even the beginning of the year next year. Now, with all that being said, make sure that you're actually tracking your data and setting realistic expectations for yourself and for your FBA Amazon product launch, because you don't want to get caught off guard and you don't want to be in the same situation that I was in trying to rush a product. Now, in many product cases, urgency still is your best friend, and you do want to get the product out as fast as possible. But once again, for most evergreen products, you won't have to rush it extremely quick, and you can go back and forth for another sample creation unless you're doing a seasonal product and you're launching it right before the season. And if you are curious about the specific product that I was going to launch, let me know down in the comment section down below, and I can show you guys the exact sample that it was. If you're new to private label and you don't know exactly where to start, then make sure you click on this video right here where I go into a step-by-step breakdown on exactly what to do as a private label beginner in Amazon. And with all that being said, I'll see you guys in the video.